Kanan? Kano muttered. What's Kanan? His stench of blood hung heavy in the basement bar. Stanley was silent, staring at the criminal's corpse. Hey, you know anything about this? Kano asked. Still Stanley gave no response. Silent him again, huh? Kano huffed. The American glanced at him gravely. In all likelihood, the one who did it was acting alone. Alone against this many other people? Who will know? There's no need for you to know. Cut the crap, Kano snapped. He grabbed Stanley by the collar. There's someone involved in the case who's capable of something like this. I need to know about it. How am I supposed to do my job if you keep me in the dark? Stanley remained stone-faced. Look, I'm not afraid of the risk, Kano said. It'll be a lot more effective if you at least fill me in on the basics here. The more you know, the sooner you'll wind up dead. Kano tightened his grip. But it's okay if I wind up dead while I'm still in the dark, huh? Fine, Stanley said. I'll answer your first question. He brushed Kano's arm aside. Kanan's name of a covert operative from the Middle East. I believe she's the one who killed these people here. The Middle East? A covert operative? Kano hadn't expected the spy craft to be involved in this. Yeah, she's an assassin from a
Really now?
crypt analysis specialist. Do you recall the mass jailbreak from Abu Ghraib prison a while back? Kanan was the one who provided the intel the escapees used to get out. Kano was lost for words. The case was suddenly starting to seem a whole lot sinister. Whoever this Kanan was, she'd apparently killed nearly a dozen people with only a knife. She was clearly no one to trifle with. Just what kind of individuals were they dealing with here?
The hacker known as 4chan.
Shut up. Could scarcely imagine. Once again, Kano survived the crime scene. I'm sure the murder criminals had this fault slit. Oh, not survived. I mean, yes, he did survive. It only took. He died in the first 5 minutes or like an hour. Or just not. It's crazy. Good for him. From the look of the deep, clean cuts, the killer hadn't hesitated in the slightest. Okay, so then what connection does this Kanan have with the mastermind behind this kidnapping? If Kanan had killed all the 4 syndicate members in this bar, that means she and the person behind the kidnapping were enemies? Or perhaps she and the kidnapper were working in the concert and she'd carried out these things as part of some plan to get rid of some loose ends. I believe we said I'd answer one question. Turning away, Stanley picked her far from the top of a nearby table. Apparently he wasn't in the sharing mood. Realizing the further questions would be pointless, Kano peered sidelong as the file as Stanley opened it. Inside was a detailed map of Shibuya. There were some various routes marked with arrows and times. That's the plan for the ransom relay. Kano was so excited he blurted out his thoughts out loud. It appears that the ultimate goal for the ransom was a condominium.
Condominium.
The address and the time, 1420, were written in red ink. Kano had put in an immediate cost investigation task force to relay this information. Final destination is Ground Hill 405 in Hero 534 Shibuya. Alright, Kusi told him, we're looking to who owns the condo in question. You and Stanley head over there now. I'm sending backup to go in with you. You have authorization to apprehend the suspect. Finally hearing the order that he'd so long been waiting for, Kano felt a spark of determination flare inside him. Alright, let's go, he said, some of his excitement slipping into his voice. Stanley so solemn closed the file and followed him out the bar. Stanley drove along Inokashiradori toward Hiro, where the finish line for the ransom relay was located. His demeanor was cold and brooding, in sharp contrast to Kano's gung-ho readiness. He seemed lost in some deep and cheerless thought. Kuzi's voice came in over the wireless as the car came out onto Meiji-dori. If I thought the owner of the condominium, it's... Kano held his breath in anticipation. The name Kuzi spoke caught him by surprise, entirely. I can't even get 5 minutes without being stopped by this game. Who the fuck could be? It's probably Minoru. Oh, it's Osawa. It's probably Osawa, isn't it? But he's so fucking boring, though. Oh my god. Okay, I'll just finish Maria and Achi and be done with it.
Yippee!
Less of them to listen to.
What do you mean?
I wander around the building, but I don't see any sign of the girl. Maybe she went back home. Eventually, I sat down on the bench in the corner. I wish I could go home too, I muttered to myself. Ah, something cold pressed against my neck. What? Is that what I think it is? Ah, so I just went into a bad ending like instantly. Did I? Make a scene and I'll slit through field. Oh no, there's a knife. Maybe it's not a bad ending. Oh, it's the
Oh,
what's
maybe.
these guys? Two fallen men grabbed me by the arms from either side. In that moment, fragmentary memory is out of my mind. I'm on a street, it looks like someplace in the Middle East. I'm being dragged along by several men. I'm too scared to speak. There are people on the street, market vendors, but none of them seem willing to get involved. The men drag me to some back alley. Help me. Please, somebody help me. I'm being abducted. Then a dark silhouette drops down in front of me. Figure brandishes a knife threateningly at the men.
It's the hacker known as 4chan.
Shut up. The blade moves with dazzling speed. My captors roll down in mere moments. Who is this? Who came to save me? Try my utmost to drag my memories to the surface. It's a girl. That's right, I'm certain of that much. I remember her face, but it's a girl wearing on me. See, this is about 1355, so Kanan should appear right about now. The angry man hissing in my ear snaps me out of my flashback. What was that memory just now? I'm more concerned about the girl who saved me than I am about the man who captured me now. Two thugs march me along, still holding me by the arms. Can't believe she was in a place like that. Yeah, thought we were giving us to run around. I can't figure out what they're talking about. A place like what? Giving them a run around? Do you know me? Two men look at each other. Wait, are you the other one? One of them feels close into my face. What are you talking about? What do you mean a place like... Stops a sudden idea comes to me. Hold on, are you talking about that storehouse? Men look utterly confused. What are you talking about? One of them asks. Explaining that I've lost my memory seems to be making them pretty anxious. You gotta report this. One of the men takes out his cell phone and makes a call. He informs whoever's on the other end that I've lost my memory. I have no idea what's going on. Based on what I can follow from the conversation though, it seems that most of the people who had put me in the storehouse. Why had they done that? One of these guys asked if I was the other one. What could that possibly mean? Could it be? Did they abduct me because they mistook me for someone else? If so, who? The more I try to think, the more muddy this all gets. Calm down, just calm down. Let's think of what we know. What I do know for sure is that I woke up inside the storehouse. Evidently, I took a blow to the head, and that's the cause of my amnesia. Hold on, that's strange. But these people had hidden at me before. Why wasn't the storehouse well locked? Seems pretty sloppy if they want to keep someone confined. What could all this possibly mean? It's no use. I haven't the foggiest. None of this makes any sense at all. Let go of her. I craned my neck to see who spoke. It's the man with the cane who was at the security office. Who the hell are you? One of my captors barks. I said let her go. Get here. The man with the cane pulls a gun from his suit pocket. Get lost. This isn't worth dying for over. Two men take a few steps back and then both out the alleyway. Who are you? My voice trembles slightly. Guess he's out here. The man takes a quick step around. He? Do you mean Mr. Nagashita? All that matters is that he's not here. Gun in hand, the man slowly approaches. Hitomi Osawa. I know you've done nothing wrong. What? I feel a jolt of surprise at the name. Hitomi Osawa? Is that my name? His face a mask of stone. The man points the gun right at my head. Please, no hard feelings. Is it it's a to be continued. Oh, so that was meant to happen. Okay, good. That's her story done.
Yeah.
Great, amazing. How will she get out this one? I wonder if that that girl will show up out of nowhere and save.
A bottle rolled down on her foot.
Huh?
I was making a reference to the first time we were held at gunpoint on a to be continued.
Oh, guys, the timer actually got bashed in the head with a bottle. Yeah, I remember. Thank you for that. Anyways, back to Archie.
Due to maintenance, all entrances other than the main entrance on the first floor have been closed. We apologize for the inconvenience. Customers wishing to leave, please use the main entrance on the first floor. Achi glared at the loudspeaker. It looked like there was no exit through the back after all. I've got a really bad proposition about this. This shot is also like so fucking stupid.
Is
You
it?
mean premonition? He told me I had gotten quicker to butt in with her corrections. Holding on to their premonitions, then the two hurried their way up the stairwell. As Hitomi tried to head out the first floor entryway, Achi yanked her back. Careful. What's the matter? It's that guy. Huh? Hitomi's expression stiffened. It's the man with the cane! Slipping behind a nearby pillar, Achi pointed to the man with the cane who was keenly eyeing shoppers as they came and went. Sorry, Discord is lagging a bit.
Is it?
Yeah, well, this bites. Nowhere we're getting out with him here. There.
Dyslexia. Dyslexia.
Achi! He told me whisper this.
You can't make trouble.
It's lagging, bro. Behind us.
No, but here's the thing. One thing I noticed while I was editing ESAT is every time you had to switch voices to a different character, you had like a 5-second like wait time between switching to the voice.
That might just be a coincidence, I don't know.
Are you sure? It was your computer, you had no lag.
No, like, I don't know. Anyway, Achi glanced back and saw the two goons walking in their direction. It was a different time back then, man. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Those two caused a scene like before. The assassin would notice them for sure. Uh-huh. The younger punk had spotted them. Damn it, Achi thought, gritting his teeth. I'm just saying, I'm reading it as soon as it pops up. Okay?
Okay. Don't worry about it.
But the thuggish pair let out a teensy squeak and then darted off in a different direction, vanishing from view. What the heck? Achi and Hitomi watched them go, unsure what to make of the sudden retreat. Well, anyway, Achi said after a moment. What's happening, by the way?
I have no idea.
Now we can try and find another way out. Taking Hitomi by the hand, he headed back into the shopping area. The back entrance on the first floor, that was a no-go. The other emergency exits were also locked down, which meant that the main entrance on the first floor really was the only choke point, in or out. It was almost time for them to meet Kanan. They needed to find some way to bust out of here. The pair headed back towards the main entrance.
To be continued? No, fuck you.
Then they saw the man with the cane again, heading in their direction. He hadn't seen them yet, but there was no way they'd avoid him if they didn't do something quick.
Oh no, we have to make a choice now.
I guess for now we've gotta go up, Achi said to Hitomi.
Thank you for making the choice for me, game.
Yeah. They started racing up the nearest escalator, which was descending from above. My bad, coming through. Sorry, please excuse us. They fought and shoved their way past the stream of people riding in the other direction. They could see the second floor now. Achi figured there'd be in the clear once they got there. Oh no.
What is she doing here?
Unstoppable force versus immovable object.
Who wins?
But then a large woman appeared at the top of the escalator heading down. She was the one who'd been in the Chinese restaurant on the fourth floor. The one who'd supposedly packed an entire buffet into her belly. It was wide enough that Achi and Hitomi would never be able to slip past her. Hey, out of the way! Achi shouted. But the young woman ignored him. The aura. Achi tried to push past, but she just bounced off her. He, she, or he. They were drifting inevitably back down towards the third floor.
Oh my god! Do you wanna slow down?
Okay.
Actually, never mind. Don't slow down, please. Don't go any slower.
It was like they were riding a conveyor belt that was delivering them right to the assassin.
It's so amazing.
This was not good. If they didn't do something soon, they'd... Wait a sec. Something must have caught the assassin's eye. I just saw him suddenly rush outside. There was no telling what had just happened, but now there was a chance to escape. Also, if you're like just reading this without like Maria's perspective, this is like fucked. Like, I don't know how you can keep track of anybody.
I mean,
Achi and Hitomi raced out the door.
But we know they're twins, so it does make sense. You kind of have to see Maria outside of the costume first to know about everything that's going on. So it wouldn't be as confusing as you're saying it is.
I mean, I don't know.
And I mean, if you're a real person, you would pick Maria first anyway.
True. That's what I did, I think.
Of course.
Actually, Hitomi raced out the door.
Oh, sure. Well, they raced out the door, that's all we need to know. To be continued. Never mind.
Outside, the man with the cane was nowhere to be seen. Looks like we're safe. Achi let out a sigh. For now, someone said, keep your eyes open.
Oh my god. Who could that be? Oh
Is
my
that Kanan?
god. Why she looks so edgy?
The sudden words made the two turn at the start. Kanan was standing right behind them. Kanan.
Who fucking cares?
Banana. She'd gotten this... She'd gotten this close and neither of them had noticed a thing. She moved with all the skill of an assassin. Achi felt a chill shoot through him.
To be continued? Please? Please? Thank God. Another character
You're
done.
so glad for this to be over.
Yes, I am. I just want... Honestly... I mean, I would go to Minorikawa, but I want to read as well something right now. So I'm not about on my mind. Oh, but Kano's the keeper. Okay, it's you choose.
You can read Minorikawa if you want.
No, you choose. Should we do Minorikawa or Osawa first?
I mean, Minorikawa is probably more interesting. Let's be real.
True. Minorikawa's better. No. Minorikawa's cry of despair echoed through the cafe. His laptop monitor stared back at him, black and empty. Don't you die on me, buddy. He jabbed his finger sharply at the screen. The computer gave no response, looking well and truly dead. What the hell? Minorikawa pounded his fist on the table. This would be a worst-case scenario, even if he weren't desperately pressed for time. Guess I would just have to write by hand then. He rummaged around inside his bag and pulled out a notebook. I will still do this. Excuse me. So the waiter appeared immediately beside him. What? Minorikawa snapped. His pen still flying across the paper. Sorry, if you could please quiet down. My damn computer just broke. I'm allowed to scream or two. Minorikawa was in no state of mind to be quiet. it weren't for the deadline he was racing to meet, he'd probably just have gone screaming until he passed out. Your computer is broken, you say. And with a spirit to monitor. Yeah, look, just only stopped displaying anything. Could it be that the battery's out, just dead? Nukawa set the bolt upright. That's it. That is from Nukawa's finger jabbed towards her face. I considered the possibility. Hey, let me plug in somewhere. It's out there, right there, sir. She pointed out at Nukawa's feet, making note him to hide her exasperation. Nukawa plugged in the power cable and the monitor rang to life as normal. So, well, that's sorted. Would you please be quiet, sir? Don't talk to me, you interfere with my writing. Nukawa's fingers had already begun dancing across his keyboard. For a sigh, the waiters disappeared back into the kitchen. Oh yeah, now we're talking. His fingers split with speed as he went about touch typing. Pros and counters of Aaron's cameras. Preparator of the tunnel shop oversees high-tech camera system. Bid limits bogus weight loss and sales demo. Bank up with organizer remains undiscouraged. Now Murakawa's spirits were riding high. His writing rolled along at a brisk pace. Sir? It was the waiters again, her voice sinking at Murakawa right into his own mood. Sir, now what? Has the President of the United States agreed to give me a one-on-one interview? The waiter's eyes went wide with confusion. Huh? Because this is something that do not speak to me right now. But she was undeterred. Sir, please just be a little quieter. The customer ceased rattling across the keys. Just what sound we have a problem with? What I've been doing is writing a copy. Well, for the last while actually, you've been talking while you write, sir. Talking? And the guy was literally selling confusion. You say we talked about an electronic store and some bogus weight loss drink. Isn't that what you're writing about? Saying I've been writing a copy without writing it? That's right, sir. The customers were still nearby but opened the snickering. Well, so what? He snapped. She was red in his face now. Should all be delighted that you get to hear what I'm writing for the magazine goes to print? Well, actually, sir, one of our customers have been complaining. I wonder who it would be. Complaining? Of all of them, who was it?
You're screaming, look at this. Look at this.
Murakawa was canned, the other patrons, many of whom were unsuccessfully trying to hide their laughter. It was me. Oh my god. It was the grumpy older fellow who'd been making a scene earlier. Bogus diet fads, people skewed the cameras. Imagine that sleazy tabloid false Sergeant Gospel hate so much. Oh, you sure he didn't know about someone you hate so much. The man's face twisted up with scorn. Your behavior is bothering everyone in here, he said. Do you understand that? No, I don't. Because a public who writes nothing but nonsense in everything he does. Murakawa could feel his blood boiling. What was that? Go on, say that again. Oh, gladly. Nonsense for codswallop. Flim flam. You bastard, how dare you. Murakawa stormed over the man's table. Flim flam indeed. Bogus or insincere content. Just who are you calling flim flam? The other man stood up and glowered in Murakawa's face. You utterly lack any manners or sense of decency for that, for starters. I have plenty manners of decency. I also happen to have a deadline. Bah, the flim flam artists like you has a work ethic. Stop calling me flim flam. There is inserted herself between the two men. Gentlemen, please, stop fighting. The man that you can move this man at once, the other fellow barked. He's the one who should be kicking out, Murakawa shot back. By now, he was ready to go for the guy's throat. Please, both of you, return to your seats. She got onto Murakawa and began to forcibly drag him down back to the table. Well, the top one is obviously a bad ending, so I'm just going with the bottom one. Just calm down. The cat did his best to follow his pride. Whatever, he coughed. I don't have time for this anyway. He stalked back to his seat. The other man stood up and sat down with his trowel. It's like the most obvious bad ending ever, though. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. That was one of the easy ones.
The needless interruption just when he finally got into writing mode had almost killed Murakawa's motivation. He decided he needed to take it Wiivo. He turned to the waitress. One spaghetti in Napolitan, please. Oh, tell me what... Spaghetti flavored with tomato ketchup. Napolitan is a corruption of Neapolitan, though the dish itself has no connection to the Italian city of Naples. Thank you, game. He might not have a lot of spare time, but working on an empty stomach wouldn't do him any favors. While waiting for his order to come out, he decided to read back over the copy he'd written so far. Bruh. The left behind the monitor, the screen was black yet again. He down his feet, saw the power cable was now unplugged. What's the fucking point of this game? What kind of cafe are the people running here? Shouted. We just hurried over, looking better. So you yanked that out yourself when you stood up earlier. What? I like the story, it's a truth story. Why? And the car points to one of the customers sitting next to him. You should in the tooth. They really yanked my power cord out myself. The man nodded sheepishly. Yeah, well, that's out it's off being someone place where it's unplugged so easily. The cow squawked. The rider slouched away, head held high. Just make sure that spaghetti is delicious, Minakawa shouted after her. Do rather now consider it even. What's happening to the guys next to them, by the way? Why is one guy's like crying?
Oh, he was pushed off the table. Off the chair.
Oh, oh, thank you for noticing that. I didn't see.
I mean, I showed it to you, but you didn't look.
I'm sorry, I'm blind. Oh, and donut with cheese, lots of cheese. He brought the power cable back in and let out a heavy sigh. No one's writing further. He hadn't thought to save his work. Oh my god.
This is relatable.
He's probably going to have to regret most of what he'd done.
Yeah, it's very relatable.
Excuse me. Minakawa looked up to see a young man standing there. Huh? I'm so sorry, she said. But my father? Oh, it's her. She got a tiny bell. Your father? Oh, the good old man? He's a little worked up right now. Please don't pay him any mind. So what, you waiting your boyfriend? Huh? The one was taken aback. I happened to hear you two arguing earlier. Living about 2 hours ago? Oh, I see.
Yeah, they really were there for hours.
An awkward, embarrassed smile came to his woman's face. I was going to ask my father for permission to marry him, but so I've been waiting for him, but he hasn't shown up? No, he must be really busy. She cast her eyes down sadly. Minakawa took a better look at her. She was gorgeous. A woman for a look wasn't something he saw every day, but that was for sure. Say, would you mind talking with me for a bit? He asked. Me? Yeah, I need to tell my mother around here. Well, okay, at least until my father gets back. The woman cast an anxious look down towards the restrooms. What's her name? Megumi. She sat down across from him. Wait a second, aren't you? Minakawa peered at Ruby's face. One of those twins who was chosen as a Miss Midoriyama? Umi shook her head. Not me. No? Don't think I'd be that lucky. He took a sip of his now cold coffee. I don't know the girls you're talking about though, Umi said. No, okay, I was proud of his coffee in surprise. This game is just like a series of stock photos put together.
It's amazing.
The Okawa spelled his coffee in surprise. Umi squeaked in alarm as the spray started her face. But Okawa leaned in unconcerned. You mean it? You really know them? Yes, Umi replied. You're talking about the Osawa twins, right? She got out the handkerchief and wiped the coffee from her face as she spoke. Osama, huh? Okawa glanced down at the project proposal at the table.
I mean, they're college-aged, so, like...
Sexy squared. Twins share top prize at the local university beauty contest. The Yama Academy, Maria told me Osawa. Is that it? The Osawa twins. Actually, one Mr. Yama himself a few years ago. This year I served as one of the judges. Okawa got up at the self-satisfied pose. It's like it was about under the right time to be a freelancer. But the leads just come to me. Sure, Gumi muttered. Okay, let's talk basics then. Tell me what you know about these girls. I don't really know them personally. Gumi continued to dab the coffee in her face. But now that you ask, I don't remember hearing that it entered the contest separately. Wait, separately? Now Okawa was a bit confused. That's right. I assume they entered as a pair, but apparently not. I wonder why. I mean, they're twins, don't they look alike? Wear the same clothes, everything together, say the same things at the same time and stuff. You won't chuckle and shook her head. No, not at all. Besides, these two aren't identical, they're fraternal twins, she said. Okay, thank you for... I didn't know.
Well, that's why the blue text is there.
For once, it's helpful. It doesn't tell me what a fucking mall is. Although at a glance, they do look very similar. Still, how should I put this? They both give off a very different impression. Oh? That sounds interesting. Mind explaining what you mean? Norikawa opened his memo pad. I talked to them briefly after the award ceremony. The older sisters, Kimi was really energetic. The younger one was more quiet and reserved. Norikawa's investigative senses were tingling. I wouldn't figure a Shagger would want to enter a campus beauty contest. Suppose not, no. Yeah. I don't suppose you got anything juicier? Norikawa asked. Yumi frowned. Would you like to just go ask them yourself, she said. They don't live very far from here. Whoa, hold the phone. Norikawa hardly believed what phone was that. The advantage in the project proposal had mentioned the girls were still in Midoriyama, but hadn't given an actual address. If we could talk to them directly, now that would be paid out. You know where they live? Oh, not exactly. You just said that they lived in Shoto. Aha, Shoto. That wasn't far away. Car motorcycle will get there in about 10 minutes. Before that, when going to Midoriyama Academy, he'd be able to meet with the girls themselves. Norikawa flashed a quick look toward the restroom. It looked like Rumi's father had just come back. Sorry, she said, I should be going. No problem, and thank you. Rumi gave him a quick nod and hurried back to his seat. Norikawa grabbed the directory from the public phone and flipped through the pages. He was surprised there were only 5 listings of the name Sawa for this in Shoto. It was neither a Maria nor Hitomi, but he hadn't expected it to be. He'd need to find her parents. So in no time, he called up the first Sawa on the list. Bingo! Norikawa couldn't help but pump his fist in excitement. Got in the right place on the first try. Way to go, me! Made the house number list and phoned back to memory. Just when the waiters appeared, the kind of expression, and Norikawa's order was beginning to follow them. Here you are, sir. Oh ho! I passed through a powder high with an impressive amount of grated cheese. It looked almost like a miniature mountain of the snow. It did say a lot of cheese, sir, the waiter told him. She sat down at the canister of cheese and a bottle of Tabasco. Oh, it looks good, Norikawa exclaimed. Sorry, I need to take a check real quick. Just in case Tabasco somehow leads to the character. Never mind, good. It's happened twice already. Maybe a third time. The slightly sour sweetness of the ketchup blended perfectly with the mellow flavor of the cheese. Although it is tasty, there was nothing like satisfying up to lift the spirits. He turned back to his lap, still wolfing down spaghetti. Alright, we're back in action, let's do this. Again, he reverted his words aloud as he slipped back into writing mode. I've got this. With ketchup smeared around his mouth, he set his fingers tapping away the keys. The waitress set out another groan on dismay. Oh, you say something? You done?
Yeah.
Norikawa glanced in some direction, but the waitress faked a smile. No, sir, I don't think so. Jab will go away. You're distracting me. The moment he looked away, she clenched her face in indignation. Nothing, sir. Good luck with your work, sir. I don't need luck. I got this. Eyes jumping back and forth between passing computers, Norikawa got to work in his copy once more. Before long, he was oblivious to every sound in the cafe around him. When he finally stepped out of writing mode, he glanced at his watch. It was 2:20. Almost time for him to hit. It took him 20 minutes to do all of that. Almost time for him to get to his next interview. Better get to move on. Kimizuka's taxi came by just as Norikawa was hurrying out of his cafe. What a pleasant surprise, Norikawa called out. Nice timing, my man. Kimizuka's startled look quickly vanished behind an expression of professional resignation. Do you need a ride, sir? You know what, Norikawa replied. First, head to Shoto. After that, I'll need to get to Sakuragaoka. Fuck that word. As he cast his gaze out the sights of the city, Norikawa moved over his plan for the next part of the day. First, he'd interview the Miss Midoriyama girls, and he'd meet with the theater troupe. In order to leave himself enough time to write his copy, that meant. I'd like to get it all wrapped up in 20 minutes, he said. Can you make that happen? Kimizuki flashed again. If we incur a special fare, sir. Ooh, special, Norikawa said as he got his own seat. I love that word. Kimizuka stepped on the gas. Shibuya was a town of contrasts. It was a town of young people, unpretentious, energetic. The scramble detection and the center guy were perfectly conveyed the vibrancy. I can't fucking read. However, if one turned right at the 109 building and headed down Bunakamura Dori, the town's whole atmosphere changed. Shoto was one of Shibuya's, indeed, one of Tokyo's most upscale residential districts. Whenever one looked, there was stately manor houses giving off an imposing air, sending the message that this was no place for the common folk. Fucking rich people. I think it's fine. Norikawa let Kimizuka to pull over. Wait here for me. I'll be right back. He put out the taxi, checked the nameplate of the nearby homes. Ah, here we go. He spotted a nameplate tied to Sawa. Kenji Sawa, huh? The name nagged at him somehow. It had been in the back of his mind ever since he'd been seeing the photo back at the cafe. He heard this place somewhere before. He walked up to the gate and pressed the button for the intercom. Even the little chime it made when pressed sounded elegant. When the Rakawa waited, but there was no response. He looked at his watch. It was 2:30 now. His interview with Shinosuke Orai at the Wandering Angels was supposed to have started already. Still, he wanted to meet with the twins first if was possible. He had to make a choice. New bonus content. Oh my god. It's just him. 21. 21. I missed 20.
I'm not sure if there's actually like that many and how you unlock them, but yeah.
Anyways, right, I have to do Osawa now.
Yeah, buddy. Okay, I'm ready.
Oh
Ready
Oh my god, Tanaka.
at Five Nights at Freddy. Osawa's story really be like Five Nights at Freddy's,
true.
except Freddy is his wife.
The fuck do you mean? That's like the craziest thing you could have said in that situation. Enough, but Freddy is his wife.
Look at this text. This is Five Nights. That's what happens at Five Nights at Freddy's. I do not want others intruding into my domain. I also lose the game. Accordingly, I do not intrude on others. That is how I've lived my life. That is how I forged my sense of calm. But something has begun to drive me mad. The boundaries between myself and others have started to collapse. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I will become something other than myself. That is one thing I fear I could never bear. Oh no, you don't! Kajira attacked Tanaka as he strode towards the door. The two men collapsed in a heap in the front entryway. Hey, Tanaka barked. What are you doing? Hold still. Kajira ran his bug tracker over Tanaka's body. It began beeping loudly. Aha! Kajira pulled off Tanaka's necktie clip. It's a listening device. Tanaka's face went pale. Where'd you get this? Kajira demanded. Well... Tanaka trailed off into silence. I gave it to him. It was I who had appeared on the second floor landing.
Oh my god, the bitch wife protecting the boss. I hate my wife.
You were listening in? Also asked brokenly. Ma'am, Kajira said. Would you mind explaining this? For once he seemed deadly serious. I was barely able to hear a thing. That's what I get for for going with something so cheap. I held out the dangling earpiece. When and where did you get that? Earlier today? When I left to do some shopping. And why did you plant the listening device on Mr. Tanaka? Kajira asked. That's what I want to know, Tanaka chimed in. That's what I want to know. Why would you do this, Miss Susawa? He was trembling. You were outside emailing someone earlier, weren't you, Mr. Tanaka? I saw you from the window. Emailing? Kajira looked into Tanaka's face. I nodded. He came back into the house shortly afterwards, and I asked him where he'd gone. And what do you think he said? She was practically gloating, playing to her little audience. She began stalking down
Dramatic
the stairs.
bitch.
He said he'd gone to check on something at the lab. despite the fact that he was out in the yard there fiddling in his phone the whole time. So I figured if I bugged him, he might show his true colors. Enough. Also, I cut his wife off. Tanaka had been emailing Hitomi, of course. He couldn't reveal that now. I think I get what happened here, Kajira interposed. He folded his arms. Your wife thought that Mr. Tanaka was in contact with the kidnappers. And so she planted the listening device on him. The detective peered at Tanaka. Who are you emailing, sir? Yes, that's right, I chirped. Show us your phone, Mr. Tanaka. Let's see what you were really up to. Or is there some reason you don't want to show us? Osawa started to panic. The police checked that cell phone, did find the emails from Hitomi. And the kidnappers somehow found out about that, Maria's life would be in danger. But I was still relentlessly advancing on Tanaka. Stop this! Darling? I turned to him in surprise. Tanaka was sending emails on my behalf, Osawa said. I asked him to do it. And just who was he emailing? It was...
Choice.
You need to think of a lie fast.
Like, A is so stupid. C.
I mean, it's not really stupid if you think about it. Do I need to explain to you why?
No, I was just like, it took me a moment to realize what he meant by that, but like, fine. I think B is like the most non-answer ever.
Yeah, it's also highly sus.
Yeah, so I'll say it was me.
It was me. Pedro and I both looked at him in surprise. We were just discussing work, Osawa continued. Oh, that was not that,
That's Osawa is just saying the things I don't want him to say. Yeah, bro said, "Oh yeah, he was sending me things I would need for my work." No, wait, actually, I think
No,
that's what he's saying. But he'd say
I
something
thought-
else. I was not exactly. We were discussing work, more like he was sending me something I needed.
No, I thought he would say like, "Oh, I lost my phone, so I told him to call me, so I could find
No,
my
but
phone."
the emails would go to his computer. This phone, whatever,
Or whatever.
whatever,
Okay,
bad
sure.
ending.
No, Kajima said. It is odd. Why would you go to such lengths for that? We're both here. Because you never leave me alone. There's confidential information I didn't want overheard.
Okay, save.
Well, but... Ross seemed inclined to press the point. Look, the point is, there's no reason to worry about Tanaka's emails. Now I assume we're done here. I need Tanaka to run some errands for me. Osawa pulled at the front door, hoping that would put the lid on the discussion. Tanaka gave him a quick bow and they headed out the door. Hey, wait. I started to go after him. Just calm down, Osawa barred the way. There's no way he's connected to the kidnappers. Can't you see that? His voice cracked and he shuddered at the sudden rush of emotion. There, sir, Kajiwara said, consolingly. She's deeply worried about your daughter. I turned around and watched back upstairs.
I hate my wife Kajiwara.
But still. If she's that worried, giving a Thai clip as a gift seems a bit... Kajiwara's muttering trailed off. What do you mean? Osawa asked. Nothing. Not important. Detective waved the hand dismissively, but there had been a definite note of suspicion in his voice. The lens flared back. Well, back to work. Pedro headed back into the living room.
Back to job. Jobbington.
Job time. I like the folder that just has the radioactive like.
But the
symbol
biohazard,
on it.
that's the radioactive symbol, that's the biohazard symbol.
Oh, that makes way more sense. I'm stupid. Osawa returned to his study and sat in front of his computer. Had no desire to be in the presence of the detectives who now crowded his living room. The Ayakamiki fan forum for people 40 and over was still open on his monitor. He reloaded the page and saw that his earlier thread had gotten a reply. It was from Pretty Honey, a regular contributor to Osawa's threads.
Oh my god, there's no way. There's no way. Are you, there's blue text strikes again. Why? Okay, let me read this. What does this have to? What does this shit have to do with Shinya Kano, bro? Okay, that's okay, no, okay.
This is the most bullshit like connection possible.
I guess let's free Kano from jail.
Yeah, Osawa breathes air. Kano also breathes air. Read the text.
Anyways, I'll do some Kano, and then we can go back to Osawa so we can continue Mirukawa. Kuzi's voice came in over the wireless as the car came out onto Mage Door. We identified the owner of the condominium. It's Mamoru Tanaka. He's a colleague of Kenji Osawa. What? Kano squawked. It was an unexpected twist. Kano really loves squawking. Kajura confirms that Tanaka left the Osawa residence just after 14 hours. No word on his movements since then. It's possible he headed to his private condo where the attached case is stated to end up. Any officer who runs across Tanaka is to apprehend him on sight. Kuze cut the connection. Oh my god. This mastermind you've been chasing, Kano asked. Is it Tanaka? Stand there, don't play. Fine, never mind. I just wish I could know if that Tenno is safe. Still worried about the traitor, huh? So Stanley could ignore all of his questions, but still remember to make snide remarks. Talking about Tenno is the only thing that gets a reduction out of you, isn't it? Kano resorted. What makes you so certain he can't be a traitor? The Tenno just isn't like that. That's not an answer, Stanley scoffed. Alright, I've watched the man work for years. I know him. He has no reason to betray the Force. We've watched him work, huh? What about his private life then? You know all about that too? He hasn't had money troubles or anything like that? Kinda felt his blood starting to boil. I don't care what you think, he said. I trust Detective Tenno. Trust him? On what basis? I don't need any basis to have faith in someone, Kano snapped. Not any basis, in fact, just plain sentimentality, Stanley said. There's no reason or logic to it. A thin smile came to his face. Be very friendly or family, friends or family, you can never really know other people. The only person you can trust is yourself. Kano had no response for such an emotional statement. He looked away. He and Stanley were just plain incompatible. It seemed like no amount of talking would let them get through to one another. Stanley is just a cool movie MC, and Kano is the better MC.
Wow. The main character is like a main character. The main character.
I wanted to make a point, but I like couldn't think of it fast enough.
Yeah,
Jamie, cut that out. Jamie, remove that blunder. Rewind. Never take anything at face value, Kano. You start trusting too much. You're basically as good as dead. Kano just stared out the window. Why is Stanley's dialogue like 5 times slower than Kano's?
What do you mean?
It just scrolls by slower.
I don't know.
The Shibuya precinct came to you. Naka's condo
He
wasn't much
speaks
further now.
slowly.
Oh my god, attention to detail. They were outside Tanaka's condo now. Over there, Stanley keeping his voice down. Across the street was one of the foreign syndicate members, walking briskly. The attached case clutched at his side. I'm making the arrest. Kano, wait, Stanley exclaimed. Kano heard him loud and clear, but he had no intention of stopping. This is a bad ending. He approached with the criminal at full speed and left tackled him around the wrist. Two men fell to the pavement and a tangled tape, which was sent a touch case flying. Kendo's eyes struck the case for a moment too long. He was caught off guard and the man threw a bucket him. Can't Stanley do fucking anything. The blow caught him right in the jaw, slapping his head back. For a moment, Kendo saw stars as he struck off the impact. The man sprang to his feet, drifted away and dashing in his car. Stanley Kendo struggled. Grab him, the case isn't irrelevant. Grab him, but Stanley grabbed the man and sets him for the trash case. Oh, come on, really? Kendo had no time to pursue the prep himself. He can't come this far, just let the crooks get away now. Stanley, the fleeing man, skidded to a stop. Several cars had pulled across the road ahead, and the detectives were pouring out of them. The escape route cut off. The criminal resigned himself to capture. Okay, Swedish man. With Kendo helped to make the arrest, several other detectives were put to Naka's condo.
Swedish, really?
I don't know. I saw a Viking-looking man. Sunday man was carefully inspecting the exterior of the touch case. He already opened it, but it was stuffed. With bundles of banknotes. 50 million yen ransom was back in police hands. This is the decoy, the American muttered under his breath. I'm unaware. His words trailed off, but Kano had heard them. Did you expect, detective demanded. Samples of that new drug in there? As usual, Sunday gave no reply. The look on his face, however, told Kano he'd been right in the work. Some of the backup team emerged from Naka's condo. Kano turned to them, feeling a certain early surge of anxiety from Maria. Is Tanaka selling the drug to this crime syndicate? As for the drop-off was at Tanaka's place. Interesting. What's the situation in there? He asked. They told him they just found that no one in Tanaka's rooms. The hostage's status remained unknown. The main culprit had developed to aid capture. This case hadn't been solved. In fact, it was still unfolding in the worst way conceivable. And so Stanley remained focused on the touch case, pondering it with a thoughtful expression. Look, Kana told him, I'm going to request that I be returned to normal duties. Maria still needs to be rescued, and still need to find out what happened to Hitomi and Detective Tenno. For a moment, Stanley actually responded. Hitomi? Yes, that's it. It makes perfect sense that they'd have her carry it. Huh? What do you mean? This whole touch case really was a fake out. Oh, slow down, Kana said. Wishing he could calm himself with his words. Explain what you're talking about. Somehow the kidnappers made contact with Kenjo Sawa and got him to have Hitomi carry the drug, separate from the ransom. Wait, so they had Hitomi bring them the drug. Stanley nodded. The case handoffs were a sort of camouflage, a way for them to keep the police distracted from their real goal. Kino nodded. He had indeed felt that the case really was a decoy and attempted to buy time. This syndicate perhaps was something else entirely that would explain why so many of their actions had appeared to make no sense. So, Kino asked, what type of drug is this? Why would they go to such lengths to get their hands on it? It's an antiviral. Stanley replied after some hesitation, a way to cure people infected with a very particular virus. What virus are we talking about? It's called UA. Kendo had never heard of it. So, he could imagine the possibilities. Suppose this UA was something like the Ebola virus. Oh my god. Or perhaps HIV. Oh my god. Even the familiar influenza. Oh my god. There were medicines that could just all these diseases, but nothing that could cure them completely. And the drug could do that, people worth vast sums of money. Cannot they have any means of getting in touch with Mr. Sawa? Yes, I know one detective. One of the detectives stationed at this home. Check in with him ASAP. Find out whether or not he gave the antiviral to Hitomi. Kendall suppressed a scowl. It looks like he wasn't done assisting Stanley yet. He had his cell phone and dialed up Kojibara. Phone ringing. Pick up the phone. Kojibara picked up promptly. Kando, what's going on? Could I speak with Mr. Osawa? He's supposed to be alright. What for though? Something I need him to confirm for me. It's an emergency. Alright. Just make sure not to tell him anything about the investigation. Sure thing. So a man's hoarse voice came over the line. Nay. Can I help you? You didn't even... you got the
I'm
joke.
sorry for not laughing at the joke. I got the joke, but I'm sorry for not laughing.
It wasn't funny. I understand. This is Detective Kanna from the Shibuya precinct. Time is critical, so we need to just cut the chase here. Kanna, take a deep breath. Did you give the antiviral drug to your daughter Hitomi? Someone let out a gasp. Keep out. Oh my god, the back door, Sawa. What's the fucking
Yeah,
point of
that
this?
makes sense. That makes sense considering you're literally calling him. And like hearing like a random policeman be like, "Hey, did you like do this super secret shit?"
Oh my god.
Lamau.
Wait, so wait, are these guys done? Yes, these guys are done, so it's still just these three. Huh?
Yep. Gaming!
Yeah. Wait, this... Wasn't he at the keep out? What happened? Oh no, we just stopped. Okay, never mind. He's not the keep out. But I wanted to make sure
Yeah.
like it's not something with Osawa. So I guess back to Osawa.
Osawa Gaming! I'm opposed to the idea of Ayakamiki expanding into America. Urgh. She would be able to enjoy the success she earned in Japan without having to struggle overseas. Was Japan in like 2007 just like this? Because like this is the second media of Japan 2007 that has like a character that types like this.
I don't know.
Aya has done so much for us. I'd like her to keep supporting Japan forever. Weh.
Nice sound effects.
The message was festooned with the sort of emoticons that a young girl might use. It can claim to be a 19-year-old female college student.
No.
Although the community was meant for Ayakamiki fans 40 and over, the settings allowed anyone to post there. The only young woman among the members, however, was pretty uneasy. The thread continued. By the way, have you tried Aya Fortune Teller yet? There's a link below. Fortune telling, huh?
Oh my god.
Why is there a video associated with this? What is this video?
Okay. Cool.
Sawa stared. Should he ask if whether Maria was safe? If it gave him a good answer, he'd believe it. If it were a bad answer, he wouldn't.
How you should go to every fortune teller. If it's not what I want, it's fake. If it's what I want, it's real.
Yeah, delusions, all of them. It might be worth a shot just for the peace of mind that it bring. He clicked the link, and a fortune teller page came up, and he got a virus. It asked you to enter your birth date and sex. And then Aya Kaneki would offer her advice. Osawa followed the instructions, entering his date of birth, selecting male, and then clicking next. A few seconds later, his fortune was displayed. Your dick will be cut off. You're a very work-minded person.
I couldn't click space fast enough. I was wanted that one to be the real line.
He'd hoped for some insight on Maria, but instead it was just a write-up about his personality. You'd never be able to get by without the devoted support of those around you, but you probably don't realize that, do you? It's a big mistake to think you can get through all of life's challenges on your own. There's nothing cool about being ignorant. If you don't get over your indifference to the world might start to harbor quite a grudge. Find a way to connect more deeply with the people around you and start living a better life before it's too late. Just do that and you're sure to have a wonderful future ahead. Famous people who got your result. This guy who's a playwright.
Very cool.
Oh, it's the guy that's, yeah. Osawa couldn't help but feel that the advice was painfully appropriate.
Oh my god. Thank you, robot AI wife. You are better than my real wife.
He went back to the forum and replied to Pretty. I don't think Aya Kamiki is like Hitsune Miku, bro.
No, but like
Nice to
the
hear from you
but like
again,
the
Pretty.
fortune telling website is like fake AI shit.
Hatsune Miku fortune teller.
Who do you listen to? Your
Nice
wife or
to hear
Hatsune
from you
Miku?
again, Pretty. I definitely know how you feel about Aya Kamiki being ours. Still, I'm confident she's got what it takes to persevere and succeed in America.
Unserious ass fucking plotline, bro.
And if she does fail, well, all of us in Japan will be here to welcome her back all the same. Guess this voyage to America I've concocted just has me a little worked up. So I clicked post and leaned back in his chair. Mr. Osawa, Mr. Sawa. It was Kajiwara, shouting from outside the door. First the toilet, then lunch. What is it now? There's been development in the case.
Oh my god.
Please join us in the living room. We have important matters to discuss. Kajiwara had his detective face on.
What could this mean? Oh my god. My wife wants to leave me.
The impact sound. I laughed at the impact sound effect. When Osawa entered the living room, I was already there looking stern and solemn. Now that you're both here, Kajiwara said, allow me to share what we know. We've identified a location that appears to be the Syndicate's hideout. You have? About Maria? Is she there? Osawa exclaimed. We still haven't been able to ascertain whether your daughter is safe. Well then, what are these important matters you need to discuss? Saul felt a wave of anxiety rush through him. The hideout in question is a condominium in Hero. And it's owned by... By whom? Mr. Saul. Please calm down. Tell me. Go on. Out with it. Kajiwara took a deep breath. The residence is owned by Mamoru Tanaka. Bum bum bum!
Oh my god.
Osawa was speechless. He couldn't process what he was hearing. Tanaka? Lies! I shrieked. Just what are you implying? That Mr. Tanaka is the kidnapper? Where's your proof? With all due respect, ma'am, weren't you suspicious of Mr. Tanaka yourself? I suppose, but you didn't go so far as to stick a listening device on him. Flustered, I withdrew into a vacant silence. The sudden ringing of a phone startled everyone in the room. What was that Tanaka? No, it couldn't be. There's no way. The phone was wiretapped. The detective wearing the headset nodded to Kajiwara, who would in turn motioned for Osawa to pick up. Hello? He said cautiously. Hello. Is this the home of Maria Osawa? The voice was not Tanaka's. Osawa didn't recognize it, but the veil of despair that hung before him thinned slightly. Is this the home of Hitomi Osawa? This time the man on the phone used Hitomi's name instead. Yes, that's right. The caller immediately hung up. I wonder who that is.
Could be anyone.
As Osawa stood there, dumbstruck, Kajiwara gently took the receiver and hung up the phone. One of the detectives addressed Kajiwara. We've traced the source of the call to a cell phone. Also, we've pinpointed the base station used. Inform Director Kuze so he can prepare a team just in case. Just in case? Osawa asked. What do you mean by that? Joao frowned slightly. Just because this is a kidnapping case doesn't mean that every phone call comes from the kidnapper. We'll look into it, of course, but... Ah, I see. Besides, right now confirming Mr. Tanaka's whereabouts takes priority. Don't you agree? Well, someone nodded. Someone should call him, the detective added. I'll do it. I got her cell phone and dialed up Tanaka. Where was Mr. Tanaka headed? Kajiura asked. He eyed Osawa keenly.
Bro, I don't know.
For real.
I don't actually know, bro.
I mean, I don't actually know. Even leaving out the part about Hitomi, that was still the truth. If Tanaka was behind the kidnapping, someone knew he ought to tell the police about the blue minivan and emails from his daughter. But part of him still trusted Tanaka deep down, and he couldn't bring himself to reveal it all. We have investigators en route to Tanaka's condominium, Kajiura said. Let's wait for them to report in. We have investigators en route to Tanaka's condominium. Let's wait. Why is this repeating?
I don't know.
Am I going crazy?
No, you're not.
On the far side of the room, I was squawking in frustration. Despite several attempts, she hadn't been able to get through to Tanaka. Kajiura's phone rang and he pulled it from his pocket. Kano? What's going on? He headed into one corner as he spoke into the receiver. I suppose that'd be alright. What for, though? After a few more quiet words, Kajiura held his phone out to Osawa. One of the investigators on the scene would like to speak with you. Frowning in confusion, Osawa took hold of the phone. Osawa speaking. Can I help you? This is Detective Kano from the Shibuya precinct. Time is critical, so I need to just cut to the chase here. There was a pause as the speaker took a deep breath before continuing. Did you give the antiviral drug to your daughter, Hitomi? What? Osawa was so startled that his voice caught in his throat. What are you talking about? The antiviral research was top secret. So how did some detective from Shibuya precinct know about it?
Oh man, I got time to jump back forward.
Yep.
Back to Kano.
I love jumping.
Out of a bridge, out the
fucking
window.
Long
Backwards
did
long
a
jump.
backwards long jump.
True. Did you give the antiviral drugs to your daughter Hitomi? Someone about to gasp. What are you talking about? I'm the one asking questions here, Mr. Osawa. Did you give the antiviral drug to your daughter Hitomi? I'm not sure I understand the question. Osawa's voice trembled as he spoke. Kano was sure he tweeted the mail about my head. I would think that's what they after Mr. Osawa. It's the virus. Osawa remained silent. Oh my god. Mr. Osawa, is everything alright? That line went dead. That's incorrect, send limited. It's not the virus they're after, it's his daughter Hitomi who gave him the antiviral. Now it's clear why the criminals were after Hitomi. He saw an easy look on his face. Still in your mind? Kano asked. Suddenly put on a question of his own. If someone was carrying an antiviral, how were the criminals planning on getting it from her? Kano thought for a moment. We were talking about forces at the scramble opposed Uhara, frisky said. There were nearly 100 detectives there, and they must have guessed there would be. That's why they used a device, the touch case relay. They wanted to abduct Hitomi somewhere away from the Dragnet's notice. That was the plan that those lines come to suggest, but still he added. I wonder how they managed to lead her away from police protection. A look of revelation across Tammy's face. All they needed to do was convince her to go of her own accord. But how? Kano asked. Oh, and then it came to him. He thought back to Hitomi's initial contact with Terry Karawan. Just before he'd taken the touch case from him, for her, the two had a brief conversation. It was possible Karawan had given Hitomi some form of instructions then. Guess we'll go back to checking down on Karawan again, huh? Kano could tell from the look in Zanli's eyes that he was on the verge of saying something. Probably some remark about how Toteno had a lot of want to run free. Right now, Kano wasn't going to argue the point. After this case was resolved, he discovered what Toteno's real motives were. And once he did, Stanley would eat his words. In the meantime, he can't just wander around looking for any leads, he said. Until we get more intel, let's see what we can do about the security cameras at the back of the precinct. Numerous monitors shone down the pair as they entered the Shibuya precinct surveillance room, each showing an array of faces of individuals somewhere in Shibuya. Kano asked one of the operators to pull up Altair-1's data on the screen. Selecting each of the faces on the monitors in turn, they could run the cameras to determine if anyone among them was Altair-1. One by one, the operator made his way for her faces, assuming the target was still in Shibuya. There was high likelihood they'd find him. But the minutes ticked past, and there was still no sign of him. Kano Stone grew more and more impatient as he discovered the operator's search. Just calm down, Sonny said. He set a hand on Kano's shoulder. You keep wasting your energy when you don't need to. That's just how I do things, energy to keep because I care. You pointed out another face to the operator. Well, you're setting yourself up for a short life. With a sigh, Sonny sank to a nearby chair. My brother was like you. The American spoke so quietly that his words were barely audible. 10 minutes later, a man clad in black appeared on one of the monitors. The operator landed the cursor. The comparison check confirmed that it was Altair-1. Yes, Kano pumping his fist. It appeared that the quarry was simply walking around town, calm and composed. Kano read Altair-1's relation to Kuze. I'll intercept the suspect on the level, Kuze ordered. Kano will provide guidance in the surveillance monitors. So Altair-1 stopped in front of a cigarette vending machine. What's he waiting for someone? Sayama reporting. I got eyes on the mud. Hook, to pull someone in cuffs, tipper, pickpocket, once, outstanding warrants, hang paper, to write multiple citations. Thank you.
They pulled out the dictionary for this one.
Kano's partner had evidently been nearby. I'm making the arrest, he said. There was no note of courage in Sayama's voice. He came to view of the monitor, walking casually. At some point, he ditched his anime and was for a street time to get up. When did he do this? It didn't appear that Altair-1 had noticed him yet.
Reload the game, bro.
Bit by bit, Sayama closed the distance. It's much further now. Kano's hand balled into a fist as he watched. And something unexpected happened. Another man came running to view right in the middle of the monitor. Teruo Toyama. Damn it.
He's back.
There was no sound, but they could see that the newcomer was shouting something. As Altair-1 turned to look at the man, the same man launched himself with a bullet from a gun. In an instant, Detective and Perp was locked into a violent scuffle right there at the street. He now swallowed a lump in his throat as he watched the struggle unfold. Earlier in the day, Altair-1 had done a number of attacks to Sayama, but this time the detective had the upper hand. He got a grip on Altair-1's neck and kneed him repeatedly. Altair-1 tried desperately to bring Sayama to the ground. But Sayama raised himself and avoided the takedown, and he shifted his stance and looked at Altair-1 to the pavement with a spectacular hip throw. My face when you have 5 vectors. Yes, Kano clapped his hands together in excitement. Catching the Perp in a scarfold, Sayama got out of his handcuffs. Suddenly, we should hit the scene, Kano said. He looked away from the monitor for a mere moment. Looked into Sayama, who just sold, he crumbled to the ground. What? Can't panic, Kano stared at the image of his friend. There was something jutting up from Sayama's abdomen. Oh my god. He got stabbed. The camera closed into Sayama. I kind of got exactly what he feared. Sayama had been stabbed in the guts. Blood poured onto the pavement around him. Kano screamed. So Sayama, the camera shows several other detectives around the scene, capturing Altair-1 before he could escape. But Sayama lay motionless. The pool of blood around him spread further and further across the pavement. He was looking any longer. Kano rushed from the surveillance room. To be continued. Oh, that was his story, okay.
Yep.
Very cool, very nice.
I forgot that happened. I said the bro's dead because he was just laying there, but I didn't see the knife in his stomach.
Bro.
So
Anyway,
yeah.
anyways, you have to continue with Sawa, just in case Minorukawa is globeshot and gets a bad ending for no reason.
What are you talking about? Top secret bullshit. I'm the one asking questions here, Mr. Osawa. Did you give the antiviral drug to your daughter? He told me. I'm not sure I understand the question. I know what the syndicate is really after, Mr. Osawa. His mind went blank when he heard what Kano said next. He could give no reply. Mr. Osawa? Detective continued after a moment. Is everything alright? Not really thinking, Osawa hung up. They were after the virus? Did he mean the UA virus kept at the lab? Wait, hold on. Detective had to be wrong about that. Kidnappers must have the UA virus already. Otherwise, they won't have had to do what they did to Hitomi. Do not look away. These are your crimes. At last, Sawa understood what those emails from A were all about. They were a preview of the tragedy that was yet to unfold. Kidnappers probably meant to start the main event soon. It might already be too late to stop them. Mr. Osawa, Kajura asked. Are you alright? The detective gazed with concern into Osawa's ashen face. Bracing himself, Osawa spoke up, his voice hoarse and dry. A killer virus is about to be unleashed in Tokyo. And I know who's responsible. It's me. Banger line. The sudden confession caused the detectives on site to stir like a hornet's nest. Please arrest me. Feeling the weight of his crimes crushing down on him, Osawa dropped his gaze to the floor. He held out both his wrists. I'll tell you everything down at the station, he said. Anything you need to know. The solemn covered gas. Osawa imagined bodies dropping left and right. There were limits to what might be cured by the small stockpile of antiviral his lab currently contained. If they were unable to quarantine the infected in time, then Shibuya, no, all of Japan might be engulfed in a pandemic that the drug could never stop. He could only hope that his complying with the authorities might help stop the spread of the infection before it's too late.
Could this be a bad ending? Yes. How can I stop it? Who the fuck knows, bro? Bad ending, nuclear missile.
Nice.
Insane bad ending.
Oh my god. Okay, so Kano has to be done. I understand. Fucking dog. Yeah, look at that shit. Yeah, it's correct. Okay,
Skip forward, my slave.
we're trying.
Flip the pages faster. I know what the syndicate is really after, Mr. Sawa. Yeah. Sawa staggered out the living room. He needed to be alone. To his surprise, Kajura didn't try to stop him. Shutting his study door behind him, he dropped onto the sofa, then grabbed 3 times his normal dosage of stomach pills. There was no water in the room, so he had to swallow them dry. Detective Kano's words echoed in his mind. I know what the syndicate is really after, Mr. Osawa. It's Hitomi. There was only one reason they could be after Hitomi. He broke out in a cold sweat as he began to understand what this kidnapping was really about. It had all started 6 days earlier. It was April 22nd. Osawa had just returned from the United States the day before. He was in the midst of some routine work at the General Research Lab when his cell phone rang. The LCD display showed an unlisted caller. With some hesitation, Osawa picked up. The whitest office of all time.
It's true. Flashbang room. You open this, we go blind for a second.
Hello, is this Kenji Osawa? The caller was using a voice modulator. Osawa raised an eyebrow. Yes? Go and analyze Hitomi's blood. Her blood? If you don't, she's going to die. With that, the caller hung up. There was an intensity behind this that made Osawa sure it wasn't just some prank call. Had Hitomi come into the lab ASAP? He told Hitomi he wanted a sample of her blood for an experiment. She agreed, suspecting nothing. He placed some of the blood he'd drawn onto a glass slide, then he added some fluorescein and which is a type of fluorescent dye. Placing the slide under a fluorescein microscope, he took a look. It can't be. Osawa could hardly believe his eyes.
The virus.
Wriggling under the microscope was the Green Reaper sickle itself. There was no mistaking it. Hitomi was infected with the UA virus. Trembling, Osawa hurried to his computer. He opened the UA virus folder on his monitor. Within were images showing the stages of the virus propagation. He double-clicked to magnify the first image. The Reaper sickles were interlocked with one another. He clicked on the next image. After further propagation, the UA virus looked less like a sickle, more of a sort of insectoid larva. Next was the final image. Many worm interlocked to a single mass UA virus vaguely resembled a sinister many-petaled sunflower. It took a mere 12 hours for the pathogen to develop in this point and begin its hideous destruction of the human body. Hitomi's infection sample was still in the state shown in the first image. There was still a chance to save her. Osawa slumped back in his chair, huddling in on himself. He had no choice. There was only one way to save Hitomi. He would have to administer the nearly completed antiviral. Using the antiviral without official approval was a grievous violation of company policy. Still, Osawa didn't have time to get the higher-ups to approve a clinical trial. He might be punished severely for it, but this was his only option. His daughter's life was at stake. There's also another, even bigger hurdle in his way. The antiviral drug was stored in the deepest recess of the biochemical research building. A high-intensity X-ray scanner was set up at the entrance to the storage area, and this made it impossible for him to take research materials out. Well, if he couldn't get the antiviral out there, he'd just have to bring Hitomi in. A course of action quickly took shape in his mind. First, he'd need to slip out of the general research building. He would then head to the biochemical research facility and show his ID card to the guard at the front gate.
Oh my god, animation.
Holy shit. Holy shit, bro. The budget went up.
Guys, it's our Osawa's campaign. We need to up the budget. We need to add the 3D Grease accent.
They can't just like film the gay sex scenes. That'd be gay. Let's instead make an animation of it happening.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it'd be too gay. Like the cameraman doesn't want in on that gay shit, so they had to like see the animated. Anyways, this elevator required an ID card scan to operate.
That shit does not need to be that far underground.
Maybe it does, I don't know. It'll take about 20 seconds to get down to the first basement level and arrive at the entrance to the storage area. Finding an excuse to get Hitomi that far out to be doable. The security guard got suspicious, so I could say it was for a top secret hematology experiment, and the guard would probably believe him. The problem was what came after. Getting into the storage area itself required fingerprint authentication from both Osawa and Tanaka. This meant that he could possibly get to the antiviral without Tanaka's cooperation. He couldn't get to it without Tanaka. Desperate with uncertainty, Osawa called up Tanaka. He frantically explained the situation. Understood, Tanaka replied. We need to get her this drug as soon as possible. If the company finds out about this, you'll be held accountable for violation of corporate policy along with me. Are you sure you're okay with that? What are you talking about? Tommy's life is more important than company policy. Naka spoke without hesitation. Saul felt an immense surge of gratitude for his assistant. And I have to say, I'm deeply moved by your determination, Tanaka added. Moved? Whatever for? You really are worried about Hitomi. Sawa's gratitude faded. What are you talking about? Of course I am. My apologies. It's just that putting your career on the line for something so personal is... It's what? It's not like me? No. Well, yes. I'm sorry. Now Tanaka's voice was colored with embarrassment. Just what sort of person do you think I am? Also resisted the urge to ask the question out loud. Me and the buddy looking at the... like... Okay, I'm not gonna... I can't think of a joke. I can't think of a joke.
That's too bad. Because stuff on the image.
Me and my buddy looking at this dank ass weed. We're just
You failed. You failed the vibe check.
I failed the QTE. Me and my buddies looking at this missed QTE.
Just fucking read.
Me and my buddy looking at this fuck ass video.
POV. You were watching this video. anyways.
A short time later, Osawa and Tanaka stood before the door to the secure storage area. The security guard had let them in without the slightest suspicion. Osawa pressed his index finger to the fingerprint scanner first. Accepted. He realized he'd been holding his breath as his authorization finally went through. Half a moment later, Tanaka touched his own finger to the scanner plate.
It's true.
POV, you're the phone. After your buddy is showing you this video.
Me is scrolling up on YouTube before HBO.
I was thinking more like the buddy paused the video. It's like, what the fuck is this shit? The lock released with an audible clang and the heavy door opened. Osawa hurried to retrieve the antiviral. As he picked up a small vial, he had a sudden realization. They were finally going to use the drug in a human test. His fatherly wish to cure Hitomi was overlaid by an intense rush of curiosity and shit. I need to hurry. I need to administer the antiviral as soon as possible. Osawa could hardly fend off his excitement. Over the course of the next few hours following the injection, the UA virus would be eradicated from Hitomi's body. There had been some fever and cramping as temporary side effects, but the DDS had done a spectacular job of stomping out the virus. In saving his daughter's life, Osawa had proven the value of his research. If he had been asked which made him happier, he would have been hard-pressed to give an answer. Afterwards, he asked Hitomi where she had become infected, but she had no idea. He explained the need for secrecy and strictly forbade her telling anyone else what happened. Yep. Now a week had passed since Osawa gave the drug to Hitomi. He'd been conducting checks and had discovered that the DDS had not broken down but remained in Hitomi's bloodstream. Extracting the DDS was a simple matter, requiring just a small blood sample from around the nape of the neck. The DDS itself was simply the delivery system for the antiviral drug. Residual amounts of the antiviral itself stayed behind within the cells. Using the DDS, it was possible to extract these minuscule amounts from cells in a blood sample. It might take considerable time, but this sufficiently detailed analysis could allow for the antiviral drug itself to be reconstructed. So felt a chill as he contemplated the situation. Kidnappers had known how tough security was at the lab, so they'd come up with the idea of using a human vessel to get what they needed from within. By infecting Hitomi with the UA virus, they'd ensure that she'd receive the antiviral, that she'd have it in her blood. Tanaka was working with the kidnappers, but explained why he'd been so cooperative about the fingerprint scanner. Damn it! Someone shouted. He clutched his head in his hands. Tanaka had been his partner and trusted confidant for years. So I refused to believe he'd been betrayed like this.
Confident? Personified reference.
Word personified reference.
It's true, it's true.
The front door chime sounded. Mr. Osawa, Kajura called out. It appears you have a visitor. Nowhere. Could you handle that? Who could it possibly be now of all times?
Like, I don't think you do this because everybody's not in a keep out. Alright. Go, King.
With a sigh, Osawa dragged himself to his feet. He stumbled warily back to the living room, where the investigators were staring at the intercom monitor with concern. The intercom's hidden camera showed a man with an unsettling grin posed intimidatingly outside the front gate. So I didn't recognize him. Yes, who is it? He asked guardedly through the intercom. It's Minorikawa. Where might I know you from, Mr. Minorikawa? Oh, you know, here and there. I mean, there's only one Minorikawa, really. Are you playing games with me? I don't have the time for that. Please just open up. There's no way I'm letting you in, Osawa said. But the nonsensical badgering continued. Look, just hold your horses. I'm here for an interview. You got that? An interview. That's right. It's a piece for 4-star general gossip. The name of the magazine brought up an unpleasant memory. It was the gossip rag that had run the article about his political marriage. Wait, this is for one of those kinds of articles. What do you mean, those kinds of articles? I'm just looking for an interview. The man's tone was both high-handed and belligerent. Like hell you are. I'm not talking to anyone from the gossip. You're not the one I'm here to talk to. I want an interview. I want to interview your twin daughters. My daughters? I understand they won a shared prize for beauty contest at Midoriyama Academy. If you wouldn't mind my interviewing them, I... Furious, Osawa cut off the intercom. This was no time to be indulging someone else's nonsense. Hey, what gives? The man was shouting so loud his voice carried past the gate through the front door. Oh, I'm begging out here, on my hands and knees. The pointing man. He wasn't actually on his hands and knees, so I couldn't see that clearly though. Through the intercom monitor. And my reading skills have like dropped down significantly in
True,
like two
true.
sentences for some reason. If your daughters aren't home, can you at least tell them I want to get in touch with them? Mr. Osawa, Kajura said, frowning. This isn't a good time to have someone drawing attention to your home. Alright, I'll get rid of him. Helicopters, bro. Osawa hurried out of the house, confronting Minorikawa through the front gate.
Okay, anyways.
Oh, it's actually a keep out.
It's probably a keep out, so I'm gonna jump to... Where is he? There he is. So, let me read, because you read enough of Osawa. Suddenly, a man's voice came through the intercom. Yes, who is it? He sounded rather guarded. Mr. Minokawa. Remember I know you from Mr. Minokawa? Oh, you know, here and there. I mean, there's not one Minokawa, really. Are you playing games with me? I don't have the time for that. Please, just open up. There's no way I'm bringing you in. The discussion was getting out of nowhere. Minokawa said he'd have to take the direct approach. Look, just hold your horses. I'm here for an interview. You got that? An interview? Taking the bait. Also consider resist the word interview. That's right. It's a piece of 4-star no gossip. Wait, this is for one of those kinds of articles? The man sounded angry now. What do you mean? Those kind of articles? I'm just looking for an interview. Like hell you are. I'm not talking to anyone from gossip. You're not the one I'm here to talk to you. I have went away with the win others. My daughters. No parent would deny the truth and transfer word of their achievements to spread. And this Sunday, they want a shared prize for Blue Contest in Midoriyama Academy. If you wouldn't mind interviewing them, the interview cut up before Miruka could finish. Hey, what gives? Beg it out here, on my hands and knees. I was actually on his hands and knees, but whoever was on the end couldn't see it. Sure, buddy. If your daughters aren't home, can you tell them I want to get in touch with him? He wasn't even using intercom now, he was just shouting over the gate. A man stepped out the front door. Give me a business card, he said. I'll have them get in touch with you later. The man had a somewhat stricken look on his face. He said to be Kenji Osawa then. Wait. Hold on. Osawa? Now when I recognized him. It was Kenji Osawa, the permanent virologist who worked for Koshi Pharmaceutical. First shown gossip, but when a second this article on him passed, I can't remember reading it. He held out his business card and Sawa snatched it from him. The virologist decided to head back into his house. Please see that they get it back to me, Mr. Osawa, when Mikao shouted at him. Then he noticed something odd. It was the middle of the afternoon, but every window in the house had its curtains down, drawn. That combined to Osawa's demeanor set off alarm bells, and Mikao said he knew he was onto something. He was onto something, but he couldn't think about the Osawa residence any longer that he already had. He needed to get to the theater ASAP. He hurried back to the taxi and told Kumizuka to go. Kimizuka. A few minutes later, the rear tires skidded sharply as the cab came to a stop beside a different curb. The jeep from Shoto to the theater in Sakuragaoka had taken almost no time at all. Here we are, sir, Kimizuka announced. Wow, that was fast. Still no Nukawa was at least 5 minutes behind schedule. He hoped he'd still be able to get the interview with OI. Keep out.
Keep out.
Keep out. I have to go back to Ozawa and have him in the business car so I can get out of this keep out. Fucking useless actual fucking mechanic.
It's like kind of like cool if you don't know who you have to go to, but when you know who you have to go to, it's kind of like,
Yeah, I already read this. Give me a business card, bro.
yeah. And he threw it out into the trash. Able to think of what else to do, he tried the internet fortune teller again. Tsunemiku. Got the same "you are a very work-minded person" result a second time. Don't get over your indifference to the world. The world might start to harbor quite a grudge.
That means call bro. Give bro his fucking interview.
My indifference to the world around me, huh? The truth was that even with his closest companions, even with Tanaka, for instance, his relationship had always been strictly a matter of business. He had never really taken it up upon himself to get to know Tanaka as a person. And that was pretty much the case for everyone he knew. He harbored no interest in other people. He had no concern for his fellow man. That had made itself abundantly clear when he received a microscope as a birthday present way back in first grade. Even now, he still remembered the shock he'd felt when he looked through that lens for the first time. He discovered a new, almost infinite world hidden in the midst of one he'd always thought was too small. By comparison, the real world seemed bland and ugly. Wherever he looked, wherever he went, he had to content with tedium. It hadn't taken long for him to become more charmed by the world under his microscope than the one around him. It was like a calm, quiet little seaside. A beach where he could just sit and stare out at the waves. He wanted to stay immersed in that world forever and ever. Before he knew it, he was an adult. And then a husband. And then a father. The people around him thought him an odd fellow, but he hadn't let that change the way he lived his life. And this, now, was the result. He hadn't been betrayed by Tanaka. He didn't know Tanaka well enough for that. Find a way to connect more deeply with the people around you and start living a better life before it's too late. Just do that, and you're sure to have a wonderful future ahead. So I picked up his cell phone and dialed Tanaka's number. I had tried calling him repeatedly, and I hadn't gotten through. It was doubtful that he'd pick up. Still, Osawa had to try. The phone rang several times. He listened grimly to the empty mechanical sound, preparing himself for disappointment. What is it? Tanaka's voice sounded coldly in Osawa's ear. The tension was electric. Nah, dude.
Bro, where?
I mean, there was a Reddit text like at the gate, so like that's probably it.
Where here?
Yeah.
But in that case, it's like the most. Just like, what's the point? What's the point, bro? Bro, actually, just like remove this mechanic. When Rukawa got his wallet out of the jacket to pay the driver. Oh no, just said waving a hand. Don't worry about the fare. Huh? Why not? There was still plenty left over from what you paid me earlier, sir. That's what I meant by special fare. That's right, he paid Kumizuka a whole 10,000 yen for taking to end the trunks earlier. But I mean, not the sort of person to keep this change as it were, Kumizuka said. Nukawa felt a surge of pride at those words. You're my kind of guy, Mr. Kimizuka. The man on the job can always stay on Hachiro Kimizuka's taxi. The driver grinned. Now go on, go. Thank you. I have a feeling we'll meet again.
The bromance with the taxi driver is crazy.
As Minorukawa entered the theater lobby, he saw a bunch of flower bouquets, patrons, gifts of appreciation. Among the names, Resenders were celebrities recognized. Evidently, the Wandering Angels are a pretty popular acting troupe. People were sneaking out the pamphlets and flyers on a nearby table. There was palpable tension in the air. The crew seemed skittish as they went about their work. It's late, someone shouted all of a sudden. There was a man going in the lobby, railing angrily at somebody in particular. What the hell? Hasn't the journalist shown up yet for the interview? Looked like he'd been waiting at Minorukawa then. What's the deal putting this while we're this busy? Turning music go awry. I've been busy myself, Minorukawa said to keep his exposure. Trust me, I know how it goes. Ah, who the hell are you? I'm the guy you've been waiting for. Mr. Orai. The man glared at him. It's Orai, and he said, anyway, I'm Minorukawa, so I'll keep you waiting. Though really a short wait is that's more by spare for the chance to be interviewed by me. I hope you appreciate how valuable my time is. Now to keep taking it, said Orai. Someone who has a high opinion of himself, Minorukawa replied. He marched up to Orai. Damn right I do. I'm Shinosuke Orai. The theater man got right up in Minorukawa's face. If anyone even cares, I draw the attention strike between the two men. I'm gonna kill myself. What's the actual point? Why? Why? Actually,
the meme is real.
Actually, at this
You know
point,
who else a base?
there's a tension right now. You know who else has a tension? Why is there a keep out? There's literally zero reason. There's actually no reason. They're actually just playing the game for no reason. Actually, just like jump off bridge, bro.
Because for some cold dinosaurs here, the tension is electric. At the surge of outrage, he wanted to scream, but he took a deep breath. I'm sorry. He took a deep breath and managed to maintain control. Tanaka, where are you? Is Maria alright? Tanaka did not reply. The police told me. They said you were connected to the kidnapping. A soft chuckle came from the other end of the line. Ah, well, the police sure do know how to do their jobs. Tanaka's tone was unapologetic. Sounded nothing like the man who Saul thought he knew so well. It's like, you know, in Persona, like when you realize who the culprit is, or like who the main villain is, and he turns into the Joker.
True.
Is this actually Adachi?
No, reflects on the forum when it comes out. Shut up.
Money? This game is even yellow, bro. It's so real. Are you having money troubles? Money? Tanaka replied. I suppose that's part of it. Honestly, I doubt you to understand. Do you have any idea what it's been like for me doing our research together? You're always the one who takes center stage. The fruits of our success are all yours, even though you couldn't have done any of it without me. The more he said, the more vitriol seeped into his words. Saul's hand trembled as he clutched the phone. The taker can never understand how it feels to be taken from. You've hoarded so many things to yourself, so I'm taking some of them back.
That sounds like petty ass reason to do this.
And with that, he hung up. Hey! Tanaka? Saul dialed the number again, but Tanaka didn't pick up. He's gonna pick up and be like, also I fucked your wife, and then like...
Oh my god, I hate my wife in that way. I can now leave her for a reason.
Also, I racked his brain, thinking back on how Tanaka had been acting earlier that day. Had there been anything unusual? Any clue at all, no matter how small? If he could find some hint, maybe he'd be able to find Maria, and he told me that was it. I had been suspicious of Tanaka all along. So much so that she'd planted a bug on him hidden in a tie clip. Her suspicions must have been pretty strong. Wait. So I recall what Kajiwara had said. But still, if she's that worried, giving a tie clip as a gift is a bit... Words had struck Osawa as odd when he first heard them. I had never given him a tie. His heart gave a heavy throb in his chest. It couldn't be. No, it was impossible. But the article from 4-Star General Gossip crept back into his mind. The article had talked about the man I had dated before she married Osawa. The man's identity was never revealed. Would it have been Tanaka? He really did fuck his wife.
Damn, he really did.
You've hoarded so many things to yourself, so I'm taking some of them back. Tanaka's cold words took a new depth of meaning. Osawa felt the foundations of his life begin to crumble. Are Tanaka and I accomplices in all this? No, wait. Just calm down. He couldn't let himself jump to conclusions. He needed to be more level-headed. Everything depended on it. If the two really were accomplices, why would I have planted the bug on Tanaka? What purpose would that serve? What could it mean? It was no use. So I couldn't think of how that made sense. First things first, he needed to establish what the relationship between I and Tanaka really was.
Well, here's the thing, right? Since the tie clip was given before this, that means I would have heard them talking about, Hitomi, which means... And because she kept quiet about it, that means something very devious is happening.
I don't know. Once he figured that out, he'd be able to get a better handle on the situation. Obviously, he couldn't just go and ask I directly. If he really were involved in all this, she certainly wouldn't tell him the truth. So I thought back to the business card he tossed into the trash. He didn't relish the thought of getting help from that scavenging hyena, but now was no time to be picky. If he wasn't able to leave the house, he needed someone else to do some investigating for him. The freelance writer Minoru Minorikawa. He was Osawa's only hope.
Do we continue?
Which is crazy.
Very cool. Oh my god, Osawa is having interactions with people that actually matter.
Insane.
Oh my
bro.
god, it only took like 3 chapters for Osawa to get important.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to Minorikawa. Let's finish him and then we stop. Anyone even cares. I draw the attention is right between the two men. I beg your pardon, a woman interrupted, but Mr. Arai have a schedule to keep. And who are you, Miss Tsukuzawa? I'm the producer. Wasn't so in the middle of an interview here. Please don't interrupt. What? That's how we conduct an interview? That's right, this is how I roll. Look, whatever, Aragwell. Oh, sorry. Look, whatever, Aragwell. Let's just do this already. Fine by me. The two men sat down on opposite sides of the table in the lobby, but Suzukawa spoke up again. Mr. Arai, don't forget the meeting you have after this. Yeah, I know that, would you? You got out of this device snort. It's like you're holding a court, he said. Do people actually hang out around you for that kind of attitude? You have no right to judge my acting troupe. Murukawa straightened up in his chair, a mocking smile on his lips. Also, it's your acting troupe, huh? He said. Why don't you spray all the rows yourself? Like you couldn't be an audience. How dare you? Arai rose to his feet and made to leave, but Suzukawa pulled him back down to the chair. Murukawa continues as if he hadn't heard. What did you do anyway? He asked. Arai raised an incredulous eyebrow. You don't know? No, why should I? You came to interview about knowing anything about who you were interviewing? Yep. That's it, get out. Arai roared and put angry towards the exit. How dare an unmannered clod like you come in here and waste my time? I've been being unmarried now. I came all the way out here to hear your story, didn't I? Why don't you get out? The cowboy takes the wall. What the hell should I have to leave? Or rather, this is my house. Look, just get out. This time, both yelled and pointed towards the exit and listened. Tsukuzawa quickly posed herself between them, forcing a smile. Gentlemen, please calm down, she said. Then she turned to Murukawa. Should be aware, Mr. Wright used to be a broadcast writer. Responsible for a lot of big hits. You don't need to mention that, very humbled. Nevertheless, Suzukawa rather loved the names of several shows, and Rikawa didn't indeed recognize many of them. He murmured. So how come you running a theater now? Failing? Your right went threatened in the face. I'm not wrong, am I? You're absolutely the rudest person I have never met. What would a rank amateur like yourself know about theater? My right face was like rage, but Rikawa didn't back down. This had nothing to do with how well your theater is or isn't doing, he snapped. The theater world wouldn't accept you. So in order to retain your pride as an entertainer, you started doing theater. Isn't that so? Don't like that you know anything. I've staked my entire life on the theater. It seemed as if a rabbit throw a punch at any moment. Sure, the theater might seem like a small time from the TV, but you get a lot more of a response from it. Response? Oh, that's not interesting. Darn right, Era exclaimed. You can't see it from up on the stage. The audience, you can see their faces. There was a passion in Wise voice now. You really feel it. In the audience is enjoying themselves, you can feel that energy. You can't get this from doing it. Thinking back on it now, my time spent working on TV. Let's see, that was a good analogy. It's like being handed a towel that's already damp. Oh, that's not right. Because a better analogy would be, just for a preamble, I began talking about his revelations back in this podcast right days. And Rukawa smiled inwardly. When Rukawa, truly a generational rich Peter.
Yeah, that's true.
The interview ended promptly after 15 minutes, the time it had been promised. But both men emerged from it as if from a daze. Rukawa found himself staring Uri in the face, shaking him in the hand. So what kind of story did I just get? He asked, speaking half to himself. You heard about one man in his life, and I have to admit it was a good interview. Thanks, you can't regret it, dude. Set aside smile, when Rukawa closed his notebook. Right, glad to hear that then. Uri inclined his head, looking for a bit bewildered. Professor Sukuzawa interrupted. Mr. Rukawa, was this interview for a piece about the performance? Huh? Rukawa blinked. Just that you were only talking about missing guy and not about the performance itself, which is how I asked. Oh, I see what you mean. Actually, I came for a piece I'm doing when him called. Where are they now? Washed up broadcast writer showcase. I washed up, and I was in the face all over again. You bastard, how dare you? Forget everything I just told you. I'll give you permission to use the magazine. You're too late. What? I already heard your whole story. You should be careful about writing a piece on it. You bastard. Her wild his eyes, her eyes touch up a hammer of the stage. Screw rest. Goodbye.
Ouch.
Ouch. Haven't even hit you yet. Right, the hammer instantly. But as I came to Silent Hall as a started him out for his fury. Wait a moment, you guys, I have to take this. Whipped out the cell phone. Sorry, bro, used his side taunt that gives him iframes. It's over. This is sour. Wow, he called back out soon and American is method. If you thought come up then? No. Actually, there's a favor I'd like to ask you. A favor? Minokara fought back to his business with Sawa's instance. The drawn curtains shook and look on Sawa's face. Minokara's instincts had sensed something significant going on. Apparently, getting the full story wasn't going to come without some cost. A favor, huh? Is it something urgent? I'll pay whatever I have to. I just need you to look into something as quickly as possible. His voice had the telltale desperation of a man who'd been backed into a corner. Alright, Minokara had said. I can help you out for a little while. So I heard they explained what he was after. The request was a strange one. He wanted Minokara to look into a scandalous article for such general gossip had run about him in the past. Makes it so important. Do I have to say? I mean, ask him to look in something about doesn't mean anything. Is he either right looking nearby for obvious irritation? Minokara would never need to calm down Earth to what? The S to Iron Man. Broadcast writer, or else his interview really would be for naught. He had to breath out both men out at the same time. Just say one thing, said into the phone. He made sure that he would spoken on LinkedIn, so I would over here. I want to tell the world a story. So no, I need to tell it. If I don't feel that way about something, no amount of money in the world will get me to write an article on it. That's my pride as a writer at work. Minokara could see her rise aura of rage fading as he listened. The theater man looked surprised. Ooh. Meanwhile, Osawa had decided to open up a bit. Alright, he said. I can't share all the details, but... Okay, he's in a talkative mood now. Good job, Minokara. See, this is going fine. The power rounds, the entire world might be at stake here, Osawa continued, and I mean that quite literally. I can tell you more after you're done investigating. Wait, was he serious? Look at the world's balance of power hidden and looking some alleged marital affair. It was so absurd that Nukawa had to fight the urge to burst out laughing. The person would need to be out of his mind to believe a story like that. But Nukawa wasn't an average person, and sometimes the truth was so ridiculous it really was stranger than fiction. The son wasn't lying. Nukawa's instinct told him that much. Alright, he said, which I think the apartment was not some back then. Nukawa felt his excitement in building. Things were really getting interesting. For a moment, he nearly forgot to on his troubles. To be continued. No, never mind. When he ended the call, I approached him and in his hand. Listen, your payments might be low stream, but I can know you take pride in your work. Of course I do. I'm sorry for getting so worked up. I bet you'd write a fine article about me. So please, Mr. Nukawa, let the world know about me and my health, lived life. Nukawa took the overhand and shook it. Leave it to me. What's in there with it? You won't just be some washed up nobody anymore, Mr. Orai. It's Orai. Nukawa grinned. Nukawa shot together. It completed all the interviews that he could get done before 4 o'clock. Now he had half an hour to write. All up to convince the Hawks loan company that the gossip could stay afloat. He yelled with roar, psyching himself up for the behind the bush. Org. Final push.
To be continued.
To be continued.
That phone call was kinda peak though.
Peak fiction.
It kinda had the sauce.
It had sauce, it's true. Sauced up.